The last thing they ask us to learn to do in the book 2 is to learn a scale that it's made up more of black notes than it is of white notes. And let's take a look at the finger map for this. And do you see how it's 2 blacks, 1 white, 3 blacks, 1 white, and a black? If you want to look at this in your book, it is on that last page, page 53, right after the American tune. Now, because there are so many black keys, there's going to be a different way for us to learn how to finger this scale. The ones that start with a black key are fingered differently than the ones you already know. You know, C major, G major, E major, F major. All of those, you're going to start with your right hand with your thumb, you're going to start your left hand with your pinky, and we do the same fingering. But with a black key scale, it's different. And so what we're going to do is we're going to follow the steps that they have in here. So first of all, it says just play these 2 blacks. You start on the set of 2 black keys. You're going to play, and I would suggest they say 1 finger. Let's use your 3 finger and just drop in as you go. And you're going to push pause right now and see if you can play that pattern of the 2 blacks, 1 white, 3 blacks, 1 white, and 1 black. And notice that the white keys that you're playing are F and C. So it should look like this. You're using 1 finger. You're starting on the set of 2 black keys, and you're going to just drop black, black, white, black, 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 white, black. Now remember that the reason why we're doing those blacks and whites the way we are is so that we can have the formula that makes a major scale. Whole step, half step, whole, 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 half. So that's why we make these adjustments with the black keys. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Now, after you practice that a little bit, both hands using 3, so I want you to push pause, practice that, and then when you come back, I'm going to show you how to do the next part. Alright, so then the next step says to put your 2 black keys, or your fingers, your pointer and your tall finger, or 2 and 3, on the set of 2 black keys, like we're used to doing. We've been doing this since the beginning, haven't we? Remember doing that when we started, and then sometimes we would do the 3 black keys like this? Well, we're going to use that same information that we're already used to doing, and what we're going to do is we're going to play this, then go to this, and then we're going to end with this. Okay, oops, I should move it up a little bit. Then go to, and then put your pointer on that last, we call that D flat, and I'll explain that in a second. One more time. Now I'm just doing my right hand, but it'll look the same as it does with the left hand. It's just going to be the other way around. Then after you've done that, you're going to take and you're going to press these 2 down. You're going to put your 1, or your thumb, on F. You're going to play these 3 like we just did. Put your thumb on C, and then end with the black note, D flat. So it looks like this again. Thumb, and I know that's a little more twisted on our thumb than we're used to doing. You're going to do the same thing with the left hand. Let's take a look at the left hand, where you will have, let's see, am I doing that right? So we'll do the 2, 3, and then this time you're going to go to your 3, because what we want it to be looking like it's lined up the same way that it would be when we start. Because eventually what's going to happen is we're going to do more than 1 octave of these, and so you have to be in the position to be able to keep going up. So if you put your pointer here, you're going to have your fingers confused. That's why you're going to need to, when you get to the top D flat, make sure you use your tall finger just like you always do on the beginning of the set of 2 black keys. So again, it looks like this, and the 3, and then use your middle finger to end. Then, once you're comfortable with that, we're going to put in our thumb on F, go to the 3, and then go thumb on C, and then finish with your tall finger one more time. And then eventually, both of them you'll break up into one note at a time, but with that fingering. Now I have to say that black keys are not my favorite thing, black key scales. However, I thought that was kind of a fun way to teach them. I've never taught them that way before, but I think that's kind of neat because we did start with our 2 fingers on the set of 2 black keys, or 3 fingers on the set of 3 black keys, and we did all that, remember, at the beginning? So, see what you can do with that. The other thing they want to ask you to do, and this is at the bottom of page 53, and this could be a little confusing since I'm not with you, but if you wanted to try it, I would suggest doing the 2, so it says on the bottom there, it says 1 octave scale, and you're going to chant just, I'm going to go back to C major because you know that one really well, so I'm going to go do, 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 and say that same thing because I'm just doing quarter notes, okay? Then when I get to do, they ask you to do it 2 times. Now the tricky part about this, and let me let you watch my hand again, is we have to get our, I'm going to use my right hand, so I have to get my thumb ready to play the next octave. And just as I showed you how to do that on the black key, watch what happens with my thumb. If I'm going to go 2 octaves, that means I'm going to go from this C, not stop at that C like we usually do, but go up to the next C. I'm going to have to do something with my thumb right here to make it so that I can get up the rest of that octave, second octave. So watch what I do. I'm going to play this like usual, and I'm going to say this time the do-day pattern because I'm going to be going 2 octaves. So it's like this. Do-day, 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 do. Watch what I do. I'm going to start the scale over again, so I'm going to move my thumb under. Day, do, day, do, day, do, day, do. Okay? And at this point I would say just try to go up. And if you want to, just try one hand. This is kind of a challenging skill. If you want to try it, fine. If you want to wait until you come back and we can do it together where I can help your hand and we can kind of visualize what's happening on the keyboard, I'm okay with that too. I just thought if you're looking at the instructions that learn how to play the D flat major scale, that's what they have there on the side of the page. And so if you're following along, you'll see at the bottom where it says practicing the scales 1 to 4 octaves. So that's how you would do it.